Hello, everyone. Man, hopefully we are out in all the right spaces. I think we've got Instagram figured out. I think we've got Twitter figured out. I know that one, and we should be live on YouTube as well. Welcome. If it is your first time with us, thank you for being here, and welcome, because it is time for our first retrograde of 2023. Yes.
We made it.
Mercury leads us off already in his pre-shadow phase, and his station happens in just 2 days. So if you are looking for more information on what this Mercury retrograde is all about and want two astrologers that are not focused on the things that you shouldn't do during Mercury, we're not here for all of that. That's not us. And if you're not here for all of that, you are definitely in the right spot. This is Red Pill Astrology, where we approach astrology for what it is. It's a tool, and it helps us navigate the energy. And we bring that tool to you in a very digestible manner. And we do it live here 3 times per month. So you'll want to make sure to stick with us. I've got the chat up just so that way everybody knows that is live with us on Instagram as well as on Twitter.
I don't think the Instagram's working, but it's okay because Mercury's in almost retrograde, so maybe we work on this when he gets out. We'll see we're gonna continue to grow and develop here. But just so that way, I am monitoring the chat for those that are live with us on YouTube. You can definitely leave chat comments in there. I will be monitoring that for everyone, and you'll want to be sure to stick through all the way, because we have first thing we're going to do is have this huge announcement. Super excited for that, and then we'll get straight into that Mercury talk. And we have a hard stop deadline. Hard stop, guys. So we are quick with it. I'm over here like, okay, so
you're taking too long on this intro. That was more than 30 seconds. Get to it. The hook is ready. All right. So we are going to do our quick hit first. That is that segment where we talk about all of the fun things happening. And let me get the link first up, and I'm going to let you kind of introduce, and then I'll pull up the
so you guys, so we are the the founders of Red Pill Astrology, and one of our big thing is something called the Daily Dose. So if you don't know what that is, the link is right here. Go click that, grab that, go there. And
let me do exactly what you're saying.
Let us show you what this is. So the Daily Dose is our daily digestible astrology in a WhatsApp community, a private chat where we are giving you the daily astrology for you to not have to go to 5 different, maybe more, astrology websites or astrologers. You can get 2 different viewpoints in one place from us. And so we've been doing this as a 3-month capsule, meaning one-time payment for 3 months for $111. I don't know if it's not showing up on your end, but it's not showing up on my end, just so you know.
Thank you. No, this is why we help. Oh, wait, nope, show. There we go.
The option that we've decided to bring out to you guys is actually a $44 a month subscription option. If you want to just try us out, see what we're about, then that is your option. Or you can get a little bit of a discount it comes out to $37 a month if you do the $111 paid in full for the 3 months. So that's an automatic renewal. And then what's great about this as well, you're locked in. As soon as you lock yourself in and you don't pull out.
This is Red Pill Astrology, y'all. We're here. Yes.
So that was so cheesy that I just laughed as much as I did. Anyway.
It was great. I loved it.
But as if I have any awareness about any of that. But we have so then you're locked in. We're gonna keep you locked in at that rate until you come out. And then anyways, whatever. Jesus. Now I'm just like, Mercury's retrograding. Where is he at for me? Oh, he's in my 4th house.
There we go.
So okay. Anyway, you're not going to want to leave because
why would you not want all of this? Look at how much fun we're already having. Hello.
So you're going to get this in your back pocket all day, every day. daily, as long as there's information for you to be having for that day. So we like to prepare you. We give you some like little extras. Miloni over here gives us our new moon, full moon readings. And, whenever we have something that just like, oh, here's what's going on in the world to correlate with the astrology, we do that as well. So much fun. Try us out, $44 a month, and we will get you in there. And let's get talking about Mercury.
All right, let me go. And obviously the links are already updated in all of our platforms. Yes, and it is in the description box as well for those that are watching on replay. All right, Mercury retrograde. Here we come. Do we want to talk just level set a little bit about Mercury's journey this year?
Level set. Let's
level set. Okay, so Mercury retrograde in the year of 2023, we are here, is all in earth signs, except for the very last one, which will take us into 2024. And that is where he will transition from earth to fire. But for right now, we are just experiencing full retrogrades in this awesome earth energy. And his first one is going to happen on 4/21. We'll go to 5/15. That does not include any shadow periods, FYI. And that is in the sign of Taurus, which is what we're going to talk about today. The next one will be August 23rd to 9/15, September 15th in the sign of Virgo. And then he'll start his retrograde December 13th at 8 degrees of Capricorn. And that's where he'll shift back into Sag, into that fire, and reset himself. And that will take us through the beginning of the year, January 2nd.
He started this year in retrograde in Capricorn.
Correct,
So it's really beautiful to watch that journey of that full cycle moment of
full synergy. And he's
fully making around the wheel and all of that.
Yes. And he's going from 15 to 5 degrees. So yes, if you have been watching or you know astrology and have been hearing around, 17 degrees is where Uranus sits. So he will station retrograde conjunct Uranus and just having a great time with that. So we should expect a little extra.
Yeah. And let's just acknowledge he's not exactly conjunct. And yes, he has the influence of Uranus, but we should be grateful for the fact that he's not going to physically perfectly
right on
3 times.
So
let's not worry about the things we can't worry about, because your girl, day of the eclipse, day of the day before Taurus season, and Mercury retrograde, just over here breaking mirrors.
Yeah,
shattering
we're great.
Like immediately, like I was like, oh well, yeah, sounds about right with everything.
That's about right.
Now. This is beautiful. Like, and then how do you transmute this? And so this is what
and in Pincha too. Like, let's just talk about the Scorpion.
I might have a video.
Please, because I mean, like, look at the symbolism of Pincha Mayurasana, which is the Scorpion. First of all, we know backbends. Like, that's like you've been working on this for eons, which is so great that here we have this eclipse and boom, you got the brand new coming in.
Well, actually, it was a forearm stand. The Pincha was just
okay. So the Scorpion crept up and stung the mirror. Gotcha.
Yeah. My Scorpio's coming out. There it is.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. It's like, this is great. Anyway, but this is what I love about us is we transmute. We're not going to be over here. Like, I actually have a video of an old Mercury retrograde video that I'm going to be posting of like, I was just talking to myself in the video and I had it up. It was actually facing the fan. It was perfect. And it was like, what if can we just take it for what the fuck it is? Retrogrades are simply the energies outside of us doing what they're going to be doing. Can I control what you're doing right now? Absolutely fucking not. No. Can I control what like my cat's doing? Absolutely fucking not. But I can control my perception of it. Same with the fucking mirror. Can I control that? I could have maybe activated some more core and maybe controlled it, but clearly I didn't have the control to keep it up. Right. So since I didn't have but what can I control about it? Can't do fucking shit about the fucking thing. Except for I was like, all right, so well, this is why one, it's great. I rent, and two, like worst case, I have
thank you next.
So, so like here we are. And then, but really like this Mercury retrograde energy, it's like let's just call it what it is. I think it's such a beautiful thing. We have Venus in Gemini, which is the home sign of Mercury, and we have Mercury in Taurus, which is the home of Venus. And so there's this beautiful ability to have this conversation of healing relationships in some regard. Healing relationship with money, with our values, with all the Taurus things. And yes, your outside relationships with other people, partnerships, the five senses, like your relationship with earth, your relationship with how you're cultivating.
With your body. How are you in your body? And how do you like love your body?
Yes. Like when's the last time you've actually like touched yourself?
Yeah, hold on.
You have this beautiful thing that does this thing for you. Like my clients lately, I'm just like, can you just fucking realize that your body is fighting for you?
Yeah.
Like your body is fighting for you to stay alive no matter what the fuck you do to it. And like
or what punishment you put on it. Yeah. It doesn't matter. It's there for you.
Yeah. And I think, we have to, with Mars's traverse through Gemini and then now Venus there in Gemini, there's just so much healing that's happening in the mental space. And with Mercury now having this intentional slowdown.
Not only slow down, but a very fixed slowdown.
Yeah.
Fixed slowdown. Like there's not going to be a lot of budging in my opinion.
But what I think is going to happen though, is there's going to be a lot of realizations.
Yes.
There's going to be maybe where you are standing in your own way mentally and how your fixed mindset is causing your limitations.
And what this could be just that final awareness as the eclipse is doing its work and we're going through this. Because again, the eclipse is today. This is happening right after. It could be this finality of like, this is a me thing. Yeah. Okay. I got it now. This is, it is me. I am responsible for my choices. Oh, if I changed, look at that. It all comes back to me. And there could just be this like beginning awareness and acceptance. Like I get this whole time for me is really leading up to just like, there's such a surrender of acceptance. Like that's my real big energy space. And I think Mercury digging those like mental, like you're not going to change my mind about that, right? Like I'm not outside influences. All of these outside noises is not going to change my mind that I am destined for what I'm destined. Like I have a resonance inside of me right now, and it is being grounded, fixed, firm inside of me. I have my vision. I know my why. I know my purpose. And I don't care what you chatty Cathy's want to say or think about it, or Rhonda's or Ron's or Tony's, don't care.
Again, going back to what I was saying yesterday. What is time? I actually don't remember what day it was. And I said to you, like, shut up. Mm-hmm. Like, not everything needs to be said. Not everyone needs to know. Not like, because what are you saying? What are you telling them for? And like, there's that piece of possible validation or even like a superiority thing. Yeah. The reason why I don't want to just say ego, because like, what's beyond the ego? Like, what is the functioning of the ego when we're saying that part of the ego, right? Yeah. Because that's a part of the ego that we're saying that for. And that's the validation. That's part of the ego. Like the superiority energy, that's part of your ego. But like all of and then to know what the true essence of ego is and trying and keeping you safe, it's another part of your body. It's like we can maybe equate it to the nervous system. I don't know where the fuck this information's coming from right now. I mean, I know whoa,
channel, thanks ancestors, we love you.
Yeah, we could literally equate it to the nervous system though. It's like watching how that response is happening within your body and that's like trying to give it another name, because the ego, it's responding to your circumstances. Your nervous system is responding to your reality and creating it simultaneously. So, and if your ego is part of your limitations, then you're also creating from your limitations.
Aligned. Okay. Well, that all I could hear.
Over here. Like there's
right. Okay. We're gonna grab because
and look at how much white space this is. Like there's definitely it's like that chair's just gonna pull out and so
we're gonna turn around, sit down. We're gonna enjoy. Where's my tea? Thanks for the tea. I need some tea. Maybe a crumpet or something here. Thanks. But when you said nervous system, that really like my spidey back senses over here perked up and was like, this is where Uranus to me comes in and that kind of little shock. Because yes, we're not exactly conjunct, but there is influence here.
Yeah.
And what is that influence going to be like? But when you said kind of that nervous system shock, that could be that little, hey, zap, hi, don't forget about this. Hey, because our bodies tell us so much. And that's where like using our bodies as our thought processes, how in tune are you with your body, right? Like, do you understand? Have you done a detox where you can confirm and say, I know what this does when I digest it, right? Like, I know how I feel when I eat X. Can you answer that question right now? And if not, depending obviously on what's coming up for you in your natal chart, but that could be one of those areas of like actually getting in that tuned with what your body signals are telling you and giving that your thought and rethinking how you communicate with your body.
Yeah.
That also just came through. So
yeah, totally. And quick hits mentally because the Mercury energy, sudden shifts in the physical, in the material world, that might be like having new information coming in about the material world and the physical world, the financial world, relationships,
and then having to rework what you're doing already because of that.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what kind of information comes out in the next couple of days as far as just what's going on in the world, and then to see how that information maybe gets backtracked or corrected or whatever. And then as we move forward and we hit the 14th, 15th of May and seeing how that kind of changes.
Yeah. Because I mean, there's a lot just from a global perspective, you have right now during this Mercury retrograde, there's implications inside of the US Sibley chart. There's implication in Joe Biden's natal chart. There are implications in Emmanuel Macron's chart and in France's nation chart. There's, we can't forget that, the King of England is getting coronated right after it's on May 6th. So Mercury is still going to be in retrograde during that time. So this is all that energy that like is having influence. Again, it's a tool. It's having some sort of energetic influence out there. And so there could be like, Monie was just saying, there could be some interesting things that come out. And again, this is why Mars is working really hard with us through Gemini, through Cancer, to be a spiritual warrior, to be able to stand in a place of power and go, okay, the Game of Thrones has little to do with me. How do I need to maneuver? This doesn't affect what I got going on over here. And if it does, never let a crisis go to waste. Shout out to my husband, because that's his favorite line. Never let a crisis go to waste. There can always be something created in chaos. So how do you do that? And that's where I think, again, what you were talking about with that growth mindset and that shift in focus in the mind really comes into play.
Yeah, I totally agree. Just
one other, so where was I? Oh, Mercury's journey through this. So it will be around May where he's going to conjunct the sun. It's going to be his like halfway point. And then the May 5th eclipse, he will be retrograde. So he is not retrograde for this eclipse, but he will be on that May 5th eclipse, which we'll obviously be talking about this as we get into those thirds of the month when we do these. But the 14th, 15th, he'll be direct. And then he actually doesn't leave his shadow depending upon where you're at. It will be like May 31st to June 1st. And again, there's a lot of other energy signatures that are applying, including this eclipse season. So he's not even in retrograde fully yet. And the technology is going nuts. Like, we're already feeling it. So I am very mentally prepared, again, using this as a tool. I am very mentally prepared that we are going to continue to see technology snags until June. I'm just super prepared for that. Mentally.
Yeah. I mean, yesterday I was teaching at one of the studios and I'm like, oh, this is going to be fun. Like the music was not turning off. It wasn't, I was like, and I'm like, fuck, part of this class is a meditation. I'm like, I got to figure. And then of course the meditation comes and I have the music still going. So yeah. And it's like, all right, well, okay, this is where we're at. So went and gave the phone to whomever could handle it while I still have to teach class. And like, you know, I feel like retrogrades always show us how, you know, how much we have grown, how much we still have to grow, or like how much we could just where we can shift our mindsets into, okay, again, what can we control? What can we do better? What can we learn from this? And then the next time that type of an opportunity or situation presents itself, how do we apply the lessons learned to adjust accordingly? Because like really life isn't that difficult. We just make it really fucking hard.
Right. 5,000%. It's this.
The mind
right?
makes it hard. And that's why I love Mercury retrograde, because he gets a moment to be like, oh, I get to see like I am me. I, like you were saying, I am the common denominator.
Yes,
within
always.
These relationships, within these Taurus themed things, like I am the common denominator. Maybe I shouldn't have made all those purchases when I said, oh, I don't really need this, but I want it. Maybe I shouldn't.
Or even like I'm working on my money and oh yeah, but this was so much fun.
Yeah.
Like this was great. Oh, okay. But was that your goal? How are you living through your values, and where do you need to rework and rethink that?
Yeah. And are you living through your, like, yeah, I mean, I'm going to say it till probably through June, like fucking get your values together.
Get your why. Get your why.
Yeah. And Mercury's really giving you the gift of time to do so, because I mean, if you missed it, while Venus and Mercury were still in Taurus, then you missed that. But now here's another opportunity. The universe is so abundant, and God is so abundant, granting us opportunities over and over again. The faster that you choose, I'm not even going to say the right, but like in alignment with the future or your next opportunity, then the faster the rest of your life begins.
Absolutely. Like we are dropping here. We are dropping nuggets. There's going to be so many great clips out of this one, y'all. Watch for the TikToks later. One other thing that we do have to talk about in this Mercury retrograde journey is Jupiter will go into Taurus when Mercury is retrograde. Wait, maybe it's right after. But anyways, Jupiter in Taurus is a huge deal. That's a whole other subject. But Jupiter is going to be making this exact retrograde in Taurus later this year. And this is where you begin to be able to use astrology as tools and prepare, because whatever Mercury is doing for you during this retrograde, again, be paying attention from literally today, right? All the way through that beginning of June, call it like June 1st. Whatever this major things are coming up, Jupiter is going to come behind Mercury later in the summer, and he's just going to make it bigger. Whatever.
3 times.
3 times. And Jupiter doesn't judge on positive in alignment, negative and not in alignment. Jupiter don't care. whatever it is going on in your life, Jupiter is going to make it bigger for you. So just know
that mindset, that limited mindset versus that abundant mindset versus that growth mindset versus.
Yep. Or even your values, like I was talking about, for me, it's being really grounded in the fact that now, like, I get that. So my purpose, you know, if that's where I'm grounded in, it's like, okay, I've got my why, I've got my business. I know the things that I want to do and I want to go for and how I'm going to make an impact in the world. Well, now Jupiter could come in and just expand that to where all of the possibilities that I didn't even know were present while I was making it at this time become doorways and openings and all of that other stuff. So,
and this is after having traversed through the North Node, traversing through Taurus. So you're welcome. Like,
we are welcome. What else did I have?
Shit. I just got like a whoa. This is gonna be great.
Okay. Are we sharing live or is this a daily dose thing?
You just think about like South Node Scorpio 10th house, where the South Node is traversing for me. North Node Taurus 4th house. Like, I mean, because I've been over here talking about the mind. Oh my gosh, the South Node's transiting my 10th house. The South Node's transiting. So of course, my 10th house perceived struggles or whatever transformations that are happening are going to feel bigger. When the whole time as well, like, as soon as I realized, holy fucking shit, look at what's in my 4th house, my house of roots, my house of ancestors, my house of fucking, like, home, my house. Like, and then as soon as I changed my perception and looked over onto the other side 180 degrees, I'm like, oh, this has also been happening. But I was so focused on what was happening over there that I wasn't even paying attention to the other thing that's happening over here. But now that I am, here's going to come
a whole other way. Yeah, Jupiter is going to be here. And that's really interesting. So for those of you that didn't get to watch Twitchy Tuesday, I don't know if you did yet or not.
I didn't. I was in teacher training.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You're always, the
Tuesdays.
I know, it's a thing. It's okay. We're here. Great thing is it's on my channel. Y'all can go and watch it, replay action. But I had this huge statement and awareness come through. So you were talking about this is happening in your 10th house. Well, Aries is actually my 10th house. So the nodes are about ready to shift into my 10th house. So all the things that you've kind of traversed over the last year, 18 months, whatever, is going to start like, okay, here we go. Now
November 2021. It's been since November 2021.
Exact dates. But I got this, as I was talking, there was just this huge awareness. Like, the 10th house is really powerful. And we try, going to your point about broadening perspective, I always just like really focus on work in the 10th house. Yeah. And what I talked about yesterday was like the 10th house is achievements, aspirations, social status, vocation, how we're bringing our gifts into our world and our purpose. And what it came down to, and I realized, was it's really a house all about you and how you manifest the highest version of you. And then all of a sudden, all of my readings, all of my all the messages I have been getting just clicked. It was ching, 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 ching. I'm like, oh, okay, lottery. We're in a lottery. Yeah. We're great. This is awesome. So yes.
I love that.
Very excited for that. Two other things, because we had the hard stop, but two other things I do think, because again, this isn't about like, oh my gosh, this is about how do you use this as a tool. Always Mercury retrogrades. There are technology things. There are travel things. There are delivery things, how we get our essentials, how we do all of that. And like, never have I ever playing that game. Never have I ever said to not travel during a Mercury retrograde. I think that's a little like, you got one life, go your life. Go live your life. However, it is Mercury retrograde. So make sure to check your phone that you actually know when you're supposed to be at the airport.
And the gate, the terminal.
The terminal, you know, maybe don't rely on the phone. Maybe when you get there, double check on the screen and like, you know, give yourself extra time getting through TSA and all of that, you know, or even just doing your due diligence because we are in Taurus. So not necessarily like when I think about Taurus and I think about delivery systems, it's more road travel for me. And so it's like, hey, I'm going to be driving 5 hours. Go get your tires checked. Go get your tires checked. Make sure you got air in them. You know, make sure you got gas. Gas is an important thing in a vehicle. You know, make sure you give yourself some extra time. You can take a potty break. Go to a Buc-ee's. Look, if you're traveling through South Texas, go to a Buc-ee's. Have yourself a great time. Oh my God, I can't wait to like just share in the fabulousness of Buc-ee's. And I don't have one around me. It's really sad. They're building one in Amarillo, so that will be the closest. But it's so fabulous.
Listen to the wind.
Oh yeah, the wind has been on one all day. We've had the windows open, and I had to close them because it's very dusty.
We're windy, but you've got us beat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm glad you can hear it. It's like we're stirring up. In fact, one of the words that I wrote down is Uranus stirs the pot. We just stirring up the energy over here.
Yeah, he's a shit stirrer.
Yes.
So fun.
I love it.
What's the last point you said?
That was it. The technology and the travel thing. Like just be aware that these are things that are very, very, very common during Mercury retrogrades.
Are there any questions in the chat?
There are no questions in the chat. Okay. However, we can give a moment because I wanted to ask, what is your divine plan for this amazing eclipse? What you got going on?
Oh, you know, serving the people and impacting the world.
I love it.
Yoga class at a time. 3 yoga classes tonight. It's
that is what, like, that needs to be on your website, that statement right there. Like, that is such a powerful, like, what do you do? That is your elevator pitch, period.
What did I just say?
I don't know. We can watch it back on the replay, but it was fabulous. I just knew right away. I'm like, if I didn't know you and was in an elevator with you and asked you that and you answered that way, I'd be like, shit, what am I doing?
Yeah. I mean, you know me though, in these eclipses and these like energy signatures, not to diminish the importance or their significance or any of that. However, kind of like what we were talking about earlier before we got on and started, like, you know, you are the power. Mm-hmm. Where you are putting your mind is power. And if we're consistently putting it in places outside of ourselves and being used by the tools that we should be using instead of just simply using them for what they are for, then, you know, and this is my great internal debate about my use of astrology as much as I have. But now it's like, you know, you go through your own phases of letting yourself really, this is the knowingness of how something works with you in your body. This is you getting in tune with it to the point where like, okay, hold on. Like what is actually going on in my chart right now? But it's a space of curiosity instead of like, oh my gosh, what the fuck is happening in my chart right now? Because I just can't. I've been that person.
I have been that person too. And I will be very honest with everyone. If it wasn't for my honeycomb, shout out honeycomb. We love you.
Yes,
if it wasn't for my honeycomb, and I barely look at my transit chart, I do not pull up transit charts for my natal chart. I know where things are happening, right? Yeah. Like I know this eclipse is happening in my 10th house. Like I get that because, and I can feel it and I can correlate it with the things that are going on, but no, like I make my decisions and then I love to see how my decisions align because I use my intuition to make my decisions. And I love to see how it correlates because then it's like, of how many times do we call each other all the time? And we're like, of course we made this for this day. Like this, we didn't go, oh, we're going to do our red pill astrology on the eclipse. No,
it just happened to be on the eclipse.
It just happened to be on the eclipse. However, one of the things we did do is when we knew we had made the decision to go to a monthly, when should we open it? We're like, of course, great beginning. Let's open it up on the eclipse. That makes alignment sense. Right. But again, so there's two ways to use it. But again, you should be able to be flexible in the tools that you have.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, if I'm going to have to wait to make certain decisions based on the astrology, I mean, Grant, now I'm totally like, I'm talking over one of my business models, but at the same time, this is knowing like you can have it both ways. Mm-hmm. You can be in such power and movement of your internal knowing that this is the right time, regardless of what the stars have to say about it. Yep. However, if you have a hesitation, then great. What tools do I have to accompany making this decision? Astrology is one of them. Yep. If I have to choose between a Thursday and a Friday and a Saturday for whatever, or one Friday versus the next for whatever, and I have the opportunity to make an aligned decision in that regard, sure. If I can't just intuit it, test it, and just know like this is the one, then cool. I have my honeycomb. I have my like own ability to make my own choices and resources and like knowing, and then I move accordingly. But I'm not going to pause my movements. Like I always used to say, money doesn't move me, but wait, what did I say? But it makes me move. Mm-hmm. Apparently that person knows.
They knew. They're like,
yeah.
Got you.
Got you, sis. And it's like it's that like type of a similar energy, but for a different context. Mm-hmm. Like it's the moving's happening regardless, but what is it to align time? Anyway, I feel like I don't even know if I said anything right there.
Well, I think this really goes back to our point that we made at the very, very beginning of this. When we kind of started all of this off, is this is not the space. If you're looking to appease your victim, we're not the astrologers for you. That's not our shtick. We're not. There are plenty that say like, oh, don't go get your hair cut during a Venus retrograde. Oh, don't go do this don't travel during. No, live and be free. Enjoy your life.
You have to live your life.
It's using intuition to move, and then knowing that all of these other things are just tools to help that.
I was just telling my online community, M3 guys, it's the place to be. But I was just saying to them, like, where are you so busy constantly Scorpioing and digging and there's more. So you're like, hold up. Like, if I just stop for a second and take a look around, I'm missing all of this. Same with like the 10th house energy and me looking to what's in my 10th instead of looking to what's in my whatever. And I'm like, really just like, where aren't you looking? Where are you so laser focused on looking in one specific area that you're not seeing the others? And what are you missing by not seeing that? And you're missing part of your life. You're missing part of your journey. You're missing part of that, the lessons that experience is wanting to teach you, but you are literally blinded to it.
Yep.
So,
open up.
Winds of change over there.
Right. Facts. Look, Oya is here and present. We are, especially on this eclipse, making those changes happen. And I think because we are getting close to time. So I think that's where we're going to leave it this time. I will be working on the back end over the weekend to get all of our May lives up and on the YouTube. So that way you can hit that notify me button and we know you can have it prepped. But in the interim, because again, we don't like all of these things are not planned out 6 months in advance. If you are somebody that likes to make sure you are here live with us and you want it on your calendar, then you need to hit the subscribe button. You need to smash your notification bell and voila, you will get us. Anytime that we go live, you will get notified. And make sure that you subscribe, share, and check out the Daily Dose. Even if it's just hitting up the page and learning more, $44 for a month, and you can try us out. It will be great. Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, have a beautiful Mercury retrograde. We will be back to talk about the beginning of May. See you all later. Bye.